Do you feel like you've hit a plateau in your jump progression and you just can't quite punch through the ceiling? You've watched all the big name YouTubers, how to jump, how to make jumping easy, stand up to the jump, and nothing has helped. And that's because jumping isn't easy. Learning the foundations to have safe and good progression isn't easy. But it's just like every other mountain bike skill. A solid core foundation leads to strong progression and strong riding. You don't want to take a shortcut with jumps just because you want to get in the air. And that's what these videos are giving you, a shortcut. The Shred Academy, not here to do that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to break down how we would want our bike to leave the lip of the jump, travel in the air, and then land on the landing for an ideal flight. Here we have a base mountain bike jump called a tabletop.
How do we want our bike to fly across the jump?
Let's break this down into two segments. We want to create an arc with our bike that carries us across the table or the gap of the jump. And the arc that we're going to create is going to be dictated by the arc of the lip of the jump. It doesn't matter the size or steepness of the lip. Your bike is going to travel up and off the jump in the same fashion every time. Your bike will travel down the trail, make a direction change at the bottom of the transition, continue up the face of the jump. Your front tire will leave first, followed by your rear tire. Once your rear tire leaves the lip of the jump, that's when your arc truly starts. Once your rear tire leaves the lip of the jump, that's when your arc truly starts. And everything you do from here to here is not only going to affect your flight path and how much control you have in the air, but it will also affect how smooth and how much control you have upon landing. So what we do here is super important because it affects everything else. Hey guys, I'm interjecting real quick to give you some great news. We have a wheel sponsor for this year. Before I get to showing you who the wheel sponsor is, I want to thank Owen Thomas, Steve Cruz, and Brian Stewart. They are our first 3 viewer Patreon sponsors for our full race season. Now, we've got great support by companies like this, but we're asking our viewers and supporters to help us get gas and food for our race season. We're doing 11 races, so that's gas to get to these locations. Now, me getting to these races is going to allow me to create content to show you guys what happens when a 40-year-old goes back to full-time racing. It's also going to allow me to travel up and down the East Coast and hold clinics that you guys can come to, not just having to come to where I am based. If you want to become a viewer sponsor, it's easy. Donate $100, your name will go on the sleeve of our jersey. And if you donate $200, not only will your name go on the sleeve of our jersey, we'll get you your very own jersey with your name on the back of it. Those links are down in the description. Now let's get to my new wheel sponsor this year, our 2025 wheel sponsor. And this one's for the e-bike. I'm not going to show you the whole wheel set, just the rear wheel for each one because it makes the cool noises. But we're riding for Mavic this year, guys. And this is my E-D-Max rear wheel. And I got to tell you, the spoke configuration on this is super cool because the nipples actually screw in to the hoop itself, and there's no spoke holes. This isn't a rim strip or an insert. This is super cool. Can't wait to get these mounted up on the e-bike. We also have a brand new downhill bike sponsor this year, which I will tell you guys shortly, not today, but for that bike, to go with my SR Suntour suspension, some yellow Mavic DH-D-Max, baby. Classic, reliable, super excited to be rocking this wheel set this year. Does have spoke holes, but they come pre-taped, your normal nipple. So, but both wheels come with bladed spokes, so I'll be cutting through the air. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Let's get back to the video. But the form that's done the most damage to our community in jumping was this idea of just standing up to the jump. And honestly, I see so many people that come for lessons or out riding trying to utilize this form and nearly getting hurt. Utilizing this form usually leads to a certain halt in progression at a certain size jump. And that's because basing everything that needs to happen here and at your landing off of one simple movement seems sus. The biggest problem I have with this is that it's teaching people to unweight the bike all at one time before your bike has left the ramp. You're unweighting the whole bike as the front wheel leaves. What about this rear wheel? As jumps get steeper, this rear wheel is going to start to get hung up, and that's going to cause people to go over the bars. The number one cause of dead sailors is the sudden halt in your body's upward motion from not taking the bike with you off the ramp. And this is when your body stops its upward travel and starts to fall from one side or the other out of control. If somehow you work the timing out, it doesn't leave you any ability to have any bike motion or ability to control the bike in the air. And if you try to control the bike in the air, you end up pulling your body to the bike. You're never pulling the bike up to your body. And if you jump away from the bike, you're going to have one heck of a head slapper of a landing, leading to crashes and people losing control on the landing. If you're trying to progress your jumping to new heights this season, new jumps, the biggest you've ever hit, and if everything we do here affects everything here and your landing, it might be time to take it back to basics. And since we know that your front wheel is gonna leave the lip first, followed by your rear tire, creating an arc in the air, no matter what style jump, we wanna base our motions off a form that are gonna aid those things. And that's the J-hop. The J-hop teaches us proper body weight preload. It teaches us how to shift our weight back into the rear half of the bike to create a front wheel lift, and allows us to be comfortable having our weight in the rear third of the bike. The J-hop teaches us to explode off the rear tire up and over the top tube, simultaneously picking the bike up and taking it with you, creating an arc in the air. It also teaches you how to roll the bike forward so that you can land front tire first to absorb the initial impact and then set your weight directly into the bottom bracket of the bike so you land in control and stable. Through the bunny hop, we also learn what different amounts of preload and weight placement can affect your front wheel lift and then your flight path as well. Now, honestly, the J-hop is really hard, and depending on how tall you are, it can be even harder if you're on the shorter side. But understanding the mechanics and the reason why we put our body in these positions gives you confidence while doing them and a core foundation. And knowing where and why your body should be in different positions at certain times will help unlock this jumping progression as time moves on. Progressing from the J-hop, we move on to the bump jump to teach us front and rear tire awareness so that our timing off of jumps is perfect. The timing for every size jump and angled jump is going to be slightly different. And understanding front and rear tire awareness will help you master the timing of all different sized jumps. Once you've got your J-hop timing down, it's time to move on to the jumps. But we don't want to just throw you to the wolves. We want to get you used to slightly preloading your body and then accepting the transition. And then creating a counterweight for the front tire so it can continue up and create that arc as the rear tire finishes its way to the top of the lip, and you'll know when to bring your hips up and over the top tube. Then you can start adding speed. And as you master one jump, you can move on to a bigger one with more airtime, or ones that are hipped. And then the ones you just pass by thinking you never be able to hit. But you can now because your skills are rooted in core fundamentals. No one's going to teach you guys this in a single video. But if you go to our playlist, all of our jump videos are there. We talk about all different types of topics, and we don't leave anything out. So again, you can find all these videos in my jumping playlist, and I'm going to put all the videos that you're going to need down below. But we're also going to make a brand new series, taking it back to basics for jumping, where we're going to cover all these things in individual videos so that we build upon good basic platforms so we become good jumpers. Now, before I get out of here, I want to introduce you guys to my newest sponsor, super pumped, Botus Brewing Company. Next time you're at Hendersonville riding at Canuga, make sure to stop by, grab a beer. Their menu is fire, guys. I recommend the Botus Burger. Now, if you liked this video, please make sure to leave a comment, and always make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to see this channel continue to survive and grow, please become a Patreon. They are the true sponsors of this channel. They make this content possible. YouTube doesn't pay me that much, guys. Now, if you found this video exceptionally helpful and you want to send a little tip, use my Venmo or PayPal link down in the description. If I don't see you till the next episode, guys, make sure to ride hard and ride safe. Be kind to everyone. If I do see you on the trail or out here in town somewhere, make sure to come say hello. I'd love to thank you for your support. Until that time, guys, rubber side down.